myself, yeah, I'm feeling myself. And feel like I want a champion belt. I feel like I want a champion belt. Feeling myself when I'm counting the wealth. Feeling myself when I'm counting the wealth.
Welcome. Yes, I'm back with another video. It's Shara B. How you guys doing? I know I've been gone for a while and haven't been doing any videos, but it was some things that I was going through, doing some reflection with myself and getting to get some things together for me. So I apologize if anyone was looking for content and I wasn't being able to provide it. I did have a video that I did put together, but for some reason it did not go through. So apologize 100%. It looks like it's probably been about a month since I've done a video, and I am so sorry, guys. It's just that I've been through a whole bunch of different things, especially with self-reflecting, and now I'm back. So let's get into it. My name is Shara B. I'm an author, mother, and inspirational speaker about how I survived in an abusive relationship. Also, I have written 2 fictional stories called The Story of Marissa Ray and also The James Game. They are available on Amazon.com if you're interested. The link is below and you can go check those out at your leisure. Also, I did do a podcast with Intuitive Edge just yesterday, and I'll be providing that information and uploading that podcast. It is just verbal information. There's no video or anything like that. So you can enjoy and learn a little bit more about me on the Intuitive Edge channel. So let's get into our conversation today. You'll probably be a little dark in here. I don't know if people know much about me, but I'm very sensitive to light and I really like dark settings. So that's probably why it's a little bit dark in here. So hopefully you guys can still kind of see me and be able to complete the video. So today, well, you guys already know what we're talking about because you see it already on the YouTube. It's about why are we in relationships? Why? And this video is going to be coming from self-reflection of what I learned on my time off and just being gone for the little amount of time that I was. So that can help. So that is basically what we're going to talk about today. Why are we in relationships? I don't know if you guys ever thought about this or what your whole reason is. I know a lot of times people just get in relationships just because society just says be with somebody else. I mean, you see these people on television and commercials laughing and being in these relationships with people that they're looking like they're happy and all of this stuff. And then when you see a person by themselves, they look alone, sad, depressed, and like their world is crashing down. And you guys just really... Like I always talk about, looking at things for what they really are and not what, TV shows, because television doesn't always tell the truth about what's really happening. You have to really get into people's life and, talk to people and see what it's all about. Another thing I see a lot on social media is a lot of people don't want to take a relationship advice from people that are not in relationships, and they feel like the advice isn't valid. And I'm going to tell you guys today why that's wrong, because most people that are not in relationships, there's a reason why they're not. It's because they have their things. They may have things that they need in their life that are not fulfilled, or they just enjoy their freedom. And you have to understand, when you're in a relationship, you sacrifice freedom. You have to understand that. You do. And if you don't think that you do, you really do. Because there's just things in a relationship that you have to, if you're going to have a fulfilling relationship, there's just things that you have to be able to give to that other person. One of them is respecting them and their time and things like that. But what I'm talking about today is, why are you in your relationship? And we like to get a relationship advice from people that's been in relationships for 30, 40, or 10 plus years and feel like, well, they've been together this long, so everything must be going right? Not necessarily. There's relationships where people are together 10 plus years and very unhappy. They're not meeting their standards, their goals for themselves that they've set for themselves. They're not able to really communicate what they really want or what they don't want because they're in this relationship and they want to be respectful of this other person, so they just shut up and be quiet. And so they can't communicate properly what makes them happy. A lot of these people that are in these 10 plus relationships are not happy. But we still clap for them and say, hey, they've been in this relationship so long. Oh, wow. That doesn't mean anything because they're not getting or living their whole truth of their life. And a lot of times in relationships, we get in them to learn about ourselves, to learn about who we are, what we like, what we don't like, just to learn who we are. And that doesn't mean just because you get in a relationship, you have to stay with that person for 10 plus years. So when you want to get advice from people that have been in relationships for 10 plus years, make sure that they are satisfied, that these people are happy, that they're actually getting what they need from the relationship, and ask them, why are they in it? So with me, with my self-reflection, I know that I like being single because the responsibility of being in a relationship is not something that I'm ready to take on. And some days I really think about, hey, I think I can take that on. And then other days I'm like, no, because what I want to do with my life might not line up with what somebody else wants to do. And what I want to do isn't always what someone else probably thinks about with their life. So until I get where I need to go or where I need to be, I definitely don't need to put someone in my life and confuse them with my dreams or with my goals until I know for sure that that's something they're willing to take on. And I'm going to tell you guys this. Love is great, okay? Being in love with a person is awesome. It's the best feeling that you can ever have. It brings revelation to you. It brings confidence to you. It brings happiness to you at some point. But those feelings are very temporary. When you look at these relationships and why you're with people, love cannot just be the sole reason. You need to have other things because you can be loved or be in love with anybody if you want to be. I know, like, a friend of mine always told me, he said, well, love is a choice. It's not something that you that just comes. It is a choice. It's what you manifest. But when you fall in love, why are you in love with this person? And a lot of people confuse it with sex, with lust, and things like that, and don't really know who they're in love with. So, as I say all the time, you need to be self-fulfilled. And when you get in these relationships, what do you need from them to be in them? What is your goal? What are you looking for when you're in this relationship? It can't just be you're just with them to hold hands, because you can hold hands with anybody. You have to know why this person's important. Because if you don't know why this person's important, what's going to happen? A year, 2 years, 3 years down the line, they're not going to serve a purpose for you. They're going to end up, you're going to break their heart. You're going to break up. Because for one, you didn't even know yourself and what you wanted. And you didn't even know what this person was, what you needed them for to provide. Let's do some examples. Because you guys know I like examples. So, what time we got? Okay. So let's do some examples here. Let's say that you want a person in your life because you need to build self-esteem and confidence. And that you see this really well put together person and they're very confident and self-reliant, and you're like, wow, I would really like to be like that. I would like to be with them in a relationship just to learn what they can provide for me and how to build my self-purpose. And then you get with them and they're awesome and they are teaching you all these things. And then 5 years later, you are confident now. You are self-reliant. They were able to give you what you needed. Now, do you still want to be with them? Do they have any other reason why you want to be with them once you get to the goal? And a lot of times that's what happened. These people, you guys, we all get in these relationships at very young ages. If you guys got with somebody at 16, 18, and you're still with them, a lot of times you're just settling at this point. You really didn't never find out who you were or what you wanted. You just basically went with the flow. And maybe some of you are figuring out what you really want and what you really want to do. And some of you are probably just still going with the flow and never will find out what you really want or what you want to do. So who really wins in this situation? As long as you love yourself and you're happy with yourself and you are living the dream of what you want to do with your life, then you win. Automatically you win. But there's people that are single, such as myself. We don't need anything. We don't need self-confidence. We don't need self-reliance. We don't need financial help. We don't have to have certain things where we don't have weaknesses in our life that we fall under, that we need another human person to help us with. A lot of times we can just go to a friend or go to classes to build that. Because when you're in a relationship, like I said, you sacrifice your freedom. And a lot of people that are single don't want to sacrifice freedom. They want to be able to do what they want to do when they want to do it. And when you're married or if you're in a relationship, you just can't do that. A lot of times it's about trust. If your husband just wants to go to New York one day, or your wife wants to go to Cali one day, up and just go with no reason or whatsoever, you're going to be questioning her about it. For what? And that's what you face in relationships. But when you're single like me, you just go. There's nobody to, well, I gotta act. No, you just go. That's the difference between being in a relationship and being single. You're able to freely express who you are. You're yourself at all times. You're not faking it. You don't have to pretend. You don't have in-laws or fake family members that you have to pretend to be around and be someone else. You're not being silent in your mind of being somebody that you're not. You're always free to be yourself. And then you create friendships. You create people in your life of people like you. And you're free. I'm not saying that you can't be free in a relationship. But I am saying you can't. But the most successful relationships, and I'm going to say the most happy relationships, are the ones where people are able to be themselves. People are able to express themselves. And the reason that these two people are together because they provide intimacy for themselves. Maybe this person looks the way they want this person to look, and they give them some things that they need in their life. Because there's no reason to be in a relationship if you don't need anything. Because what's going to end up happening, you're going to end up cheating, you're going to end up leaving, you're going to end up not even self-fulfilled because you really don't need it. So you need to know why you're with this person. What purpose do they serve? Some people are weak. I'm not saying being weak is bad. It's just that they don't want to deal with society and all this bullshit. So they get with somebody that's strong, that can work, that goes out and work, and they'll just take care of the house. And then that person that works wants somebody, okay, I don't feel like cleaning up when I get off work. I work 60 hours a week. I don't feel like cleaning house. I don't feel like cooking. So let me get with somebody that can provide all of that for me while I'm at work. You know what I'm saying? So that I can make this money and fulfill my goals. And this other person is perfect because they don't want to work. They don't have any goals. They don't want to do anything. They just are a person that's submissive and just want to serve purpose of helping someone else succeed. And they don't have any goals or any dreams. They just live off other people. I don't know how realistic that is because I think every human person has a goal in mind of what they want to do. And after so long, you're just living off this person. At some point, you're going to want to become self-sufficient and start doing things on your own. But will they let you? And I'm saying will they let you? Because that's true. Will they let you? Let's be honest here. When people feel insecure, they're used to things being a certain way. They expect things to just stay the way they are because they don't like change. They don't want spontaneous situations. So you can't be cooking and cleaning for 10 years and all of a sudden say I want to go to school and be a nurse. Then that's going to knock everything out of sight. Like, what? I needed a person to stay home and do this stuff so I can be successful. Now what do you want to do, be a nurse for? Is that relationship going to work anymore? And I know a lot of people like to stay in relationships because of their kids. But if your kids are seeing you argue, seeing you cry, seeing you sad, seeing you're not happy in a relationship, they don't want you together. I'm just being honest. They don't want you together. So break up and still allow, both parents go and be happy. He go back and find somebody that can sit on their ass like he likes, and you go be a nurse and find a doctor or someone that's in your field that will respect you being a nurse. This is what you do. People, nothing's forever. Nothing. These songs, Forever My Lady, all this forever shit, it's not real. And we get stuck in that mindset thinking that stuff is forever and it's supposed to be a certain way. We get information from people to learn who we are, to learn ourselves and our self-worth. So when you're in these relationships, you're learning who you are and what you like and what you don't like. You're learning your boundaries, you're learning your standards, and you're learning all these things. Sometimes you can stay with the person because they are equally what you still need, because they still bring some substance to you. If you're with somebody, you've been with them 30 years and they're still bringing something that you need in your life, then so be it. But a lot of times people aren't even doing that anymore. They're not bringing substance anymore. They're not bringing anything that you need anymore. You don't need them anymore. And you still stay with them because, oh my God, our family. I mean, come on now. You really need to get up off of that. Because if you're not happy, your kids, your family, everybody's going to see it. And if you got these people that feel like, well, if you've been in a relationship for 10 years, so what? So not wanting to take information or relationship advice from a single person, why not? I've been in, my first relationship was 7 years. My second relationship was 16. So I've been in relationships. So I figured out, being in those relationships, who I was and what I didn't like and who I became. So we all have our story and what we can teach other people for the next time. And mine are always have standards and boundaries. Always. And always have 5 things that you need in a relationship to make all cylinders work. You have to have things that you have to have if you're going to be in these relationships. I really just like intimacy. That's my thing. Being intimate with someone. And sometimes that does require being in a relationship. So I have to say, okay, if I want intimacy, how bad do I want it? Because then I'm giving up my freedom. So which one's more important? Giving up freedom or being intimate with someone? You have to decide that. But at the end of the day, all of us really do want to be in a relationship. It's just that we have to be with somebody that's very compatible and being able to deal with the day-to-day. Like, I have the 5 things that I have to have in a relationship. And this one person has to have these 5 things or it just won't work. If they don't have the 5 things, then we can't even get started. But, you know, there's people, I mean, people aren't perfect, so they're going to have other stuff wrong with them. Everybody has something wrong with them. It's just, are you willing to deal with the bullshit or not? If they're alcoholic, okay, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with being alcoholic if that's what you want to do. But do you want to deal with it? Understand what alcoholism is, what it means, and how you're going to be treated. Just go into these things knowing what's going on, and then make the decision at that point. Understand what you're getting into when you're getting in these relationships, because you do lose your freedoms. My top 5 things. Intimacy is number 1. Honesty, respect, self-love, and independence. He has to be independent, number 1. Can he live on his own? Does he know how to be by himself? Does he have things that he can do on his own, where he doesn't have to rely on being alone and need sex all the daggone time? Does he know how to be self-assured, self-reliant? Does he have confidence? I mean, all of these things, they have different things that go with them. And respect, I'm telling you guys, respect is number 1. You have to respect people. Respect in a relationship is huge. And if you don't respect the person you're with, then you just need to get out of that relationship, because it's not going to work. Respect comes with morals, with ethics, with what you believe, integrity, empathy, what is it? I can't even think of the word. Being empathetic. So you have to respect your partner. You just can't do what you want. You can't act a damn fool. You need to really look into their feelings and how they're feeling and care about how they feel. Because if you don't need to be in that relationship. You don't need that. When it comes to being honest, you need someone that's going to tell you the truth. They don't have to be bluntly honest, but I mean, just be able to tell you the truth. Anytime it comes to your emotion or who you are in that relationship, they need to be honest about it. I mean, you just got to tell the truth on these important things. I mean, I don't see you being able to lie on nothing. I don't lie about stuff. I'm very upfront. So you just need to be upfront, number one. And when you love yourself, you understand that you're just not going to lie to people because you just aren't going to do that because you care about their feelings. And I respect people and I respect their feelings. I'm not about to waste your time. You're not going to waste mine, period. So honesty, respect, independence, self-love. He has to love himself. He has to be confident. He needs to understand that, okay, I'm built on myself. I know what I need to do. I love who I am. And he knows what he wants. He has to know what he wants. Because if he doesn't know what he wants, what is he going to do with me? What do you need me for? Because everybody doesn't have these 5 things in them at one time. Sometimes some of these 5 things take time to build up within yourself. So if I ever found this person, it would be somebody I would definitely stick by for a long time because they have what I would need in a relationship. Now, when it comes to my relationship and what I would need in a relationship is just the intimacy. That's number 1 for me. And I would give up my freedom for that. But at the same time, he has to have these other 5 characteristics too, because I'm not just going to give up my freedom for somebody just to be intimate. I mean, he's got to also be independent. He has to have self-love. He has to be honest. You know, you just have to have some things that you just won't deal with folks, because you can save yourself a lot of time and heartache if you just understand you and know what you want. But guess what? We don't know that until we get with different people. People teach us. We all learn from people. And that's why I like to put out these videos so that I can teach you guys and show you guys some stuff before you even have to get in these relationships. Because you can learn from a friend. You can learn from people before even getting involved. So that you know what's going to happen and what you need. If you don't know why you're in your relationship, I'm going to just tell you, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. You got to know what you're doing. And does this person still hold value to you? Or are you able to be your whole self, loving, willing, and them too? Both of you guys are your whole self, loving yourself and being who you want to be with each other, and you're both happy. I don't give a fuck about you being together for 10 fucking years. That doesn't matter if you're not happy. I was with someone 16. I was, 28 and got out of it in my 40s? For what? 16 years of unhappiness? Okay, we were in a relationship for 16 years, and? Was I supposed to stay there? The strong people understand what relationships are about, and the strong people leave, and those are the ones that you want to get the advice from. The ones that understand what a relationship is, and that has the strength to get out of things that are not self-reflecting, where they're not being respected, where they're not being loved. Just because somebody was in a 10+ relationship, were they loved? Were they respected in that relationship? We need to ask these questions. And these songs that you guys hear on the radio, they're fake. All of that music is fake. None of this stuff is real. It's just dreams, and it's really nice to be able to live these lives that these people are talking about in these songs and these love songs, but it's not real. It's a temporary feeling, and you get over it. Now, what does the person in your life, what value do they hold? And are you happy, ultimately? Don't give up your self-love for bullshit. Be happy, number 1. And find somebody that, if you're going to get in a relationship, know why you're getting in it, and they fulfill your 5 top things that you need in your life, that you're working on all cylinders, because that's the only way it's going to work. All right, I'm Shara B. I'm out. Thank you so much for listening to my video. Thank you so much for staying on. And I am so sorry, guys, that I wasn't on the videos for the last few days or for the past few weeks. It's just been I've been doing a whole bunch of stuff. Plus, I will be getting some a spiritual cleansing, and also going to get my tarot reading as well. So there's some self-healing and things that I need done for myself as well. And I hope that you guys also go out and get these things to make yourself whole and to be a better person. And before you get in these relationships, understand who you are and your self-worth. All right, I'm out. Peace on out. Bye.
Feeling